balance on from the standpoint of kind of an experienced line, kind of veteran group, and good running backs, and not a lot of experience
right
in the passing game.
Right.
Why? At some point, doesn't it become a luxury to try to get a run-pass balance in that situation?
Yeah, I think so. I think one of the things going back and looking at, you're talking about the North Carolina game in particular, is that what you're saying?
Or just in general, because
Right.
offensive guys are all, you and others are all saying, well, we want to get a run-pass balance. But it seems like the talent dictates that it might be more of a running game.
Yeah, you got to play to your strengths. I think you're right in saying that. I think there's no doubt that given our personnel that we've got to play to our strengths and our experience up front, our tight end fullback group and our running back group. I think those are definitely some of our strengths. You know, and we've got to grow up a little bit outside as we get each week. I think we'll get a little bit better. Those young guys prove that they're very capable of helping our team and being difference makers. So there's no question. You know, one of the things that we try to do is play to our strengths on offense, and I think that's part of the deal.
Think it only got away from that.
Well, I think one of the things, just looking at the play number today, we were talking about, I think we had 27 rushes, and we had 14 plays in that game that were 2-minute or down by 2-score, 2-minute situations. So you really had 52 plays outside of that. We were 27 run and 25 pass. So I think, you know, maybe you're a little bit more than 50% run, which is okay going into that game, given the type of game it was. Maybe you would want to run a little bit more, but I think if you look at the actual number of normal snaps, you were pretty balanced in the number of calls, if not a little bit more run. So I think that number kind of, when you see that, you're like, man, 27 rushes and 64 plays, you think, well, they didn't run the ball a lot, but in actuality, you called more runs than passes when you were in the normal game-to-game.
Billy, were you pretty encouraged by what you saw out of New Compton? Sort of seemed like he sort of became the go-to guy at points during that game.
Yeah, I think it's kind of what we expected and what we've seen. You know, every week he's gotten a little bit better and a little bit more comfortable. I think he's a kid who has got a ton of ability in terms of his ball skills, his quickness, his ability to make a catch in traffic, his ability to go up and get a ball. He's just a true freshman, you know, so he's only going to get better. And I think Kyle's got a lot of confidence in him. I think our players have confidence in him. And the more he can continue to be productive, the more respect that he's going to earn.
What was I say about him? He dropped this last third down. I think it was the next drive he comes back, takes a big hit over the middle all the time.
Right. I mean, that tells you the kid's played some ball. You know, he can handle adversity and be resilient within a game, and I think he'll continue to do that as we go forward. He's a competitor. He's been in a lot of games, whether it's football, basketball, whatever the case may be. He's got an identity from a competitive standpoint. He just keeps playing. So that was good to see that he bounced back from that.
Kyle, last year Dabo talked about it. The design is maybe 65% completions, and he finished at 55. Now he's even down from that a little bit this year.
Right.
Do we say it's? I mean, obviously it's not all just him, but
right.
What? I mean, the inexperience this year and drops and stuff, but is that all it is? Just dropping passes, keeping them?
Yeah, I think, you know, looking at the game Saturday, I mean, you know, I evaluate him each week based off looking at the passes that were called, and you know, we had 6 drops, and I think somewhere around 6, and then we had 8 plays within the game 6 of the 8 were desperation situations, you know, where it was right before the half, throwing the ball up, you know, or down 2 scores, they're late, you know, throwing another desperation last play type deals in that game. So I think
There
you
were
played 6 drops, if I'm not mistaken.
No, what
There-
about the desperation plays? There were
6 of those, and then two where
Okay.
a pass was called and he scrambled and threw the
Okay.
ball away. You know, so in terms of the number of pass calls in the game, you know, when you're a quarterback and you have 6 drops and then your team is in a situation where you're before the half, you're throwing a Hail Mary, or, you know, that impacted the game Saturday for him statistically. But I mean, that's all relevant. I mean, I think one of the things to me, you know, I'm evaluating it like you guys are. Been looking at it, I think the inexperience and the lack of continuity at receiver, the uncertainty within the lineup is a factor. Yeah, I think Kyle Parker this summer was not in Clemson. He was playing in the College World Series. So the summer throwing and catching, you know, I think he missed all that with our receivers. So I think that's a factor, you know. So what I expect to happen is as we get more continuity in that lineup and the practice reps go up week to week, I think they'll improve, and I think Kyle's only going to get better because of the practice and the time he's had to spend with those receivers.
I know you want, obviously, you've talked ad nauseum about wanting to get all the guys opportunities as a receiver this first 3 or 4 games. How much of a factor is it that it took so long to build a rotation, essentially, and just now you're building chemistry, essentially,
Right.
the last
I mean,
game and a half?
Yeah, I think it's a factor. I mean, yeah. I think what we've seen is you know, if you play, think for example, if you're an NFL team, you carry anywhere from 3, 4, maybe 5 receivers on the active roster, and you know, you're throwing to the same guys all day, all preseason, all fall camp, all mini camp, you know, so there's definitely an effect there, you know, in terms of the consistency and the continuity with that group. So as we go forward, we keep that, you know, we're zeroed in there. I think we'll improve. No question, we'll get better.
Well, how come, to be contentious, but how come it took so long? Because even in camp, just saying, kind of expressing questions about Xavier Dye and talking about the young kids really looked like they were moving and stuff, but it seems like it took 5 games to
Well,
through that.
I don't know. I mean, I think you got to think about Luke Hopkins, for example. He don't know anything. You know, when he shows up, you know, he knows his offense he played in at Daniel. He's got a whole language to learn, you know, and the ability is there, you know, but you got to get where you can function. You know, same thing. We had C.J. Spiller here too. You know, when he was a true freshman, everybody was like, "Wow, this guy's going to be unbelievable." But it takes him a little time, you know, to get it adapted. You know, I think more than anything, you're asking a true freshman to play at any position. You know, it's a challenge. But I think he's learned it. He's made his move, and I think now, you know, that's where we're at. I wish I had some magic dust that could have sped that up. I don't have any. So.
I was watching the Monday Night Football last night. They're just showing, lost traded to Minnesota, and everything you had to learn in 3 days. The hand signals, the option routes, the terminology. What's the most difficult part of all those things for a guy like Hopkins?
Just learning the verbiage, you know, learning how to line up, learning how split rules, learning depths, learning the name of this. I mean, you know, you're talking about a major adjustment. I mean, and Randy Moss, there's a chance that he even knows that offense that the Vikings run from another team that he's been on at some point. So, you know, those are minor details that you're talking about there with him. I mean, this is a major. I mean, but he's there. He's getting it. Coach Scott, head Coach Scott, does everything he can do with that guy within the rules to get him ready to play. You Anthony. I'm telling you right now, you just don't understand. So, the guy showed he's a playmaker. He'll get better every week. That's what he's supposed to do.
Would you consider him the deep threat? You were going to throw one, like, street route? Would he be the guy?
Yeah, I think he tracks the ball really good, you know. I think he does.
Are there any limitations? I mean, he mentioned how just the light came on the last one or two games on just picking up the hand signals from the sidelines.
Yeah. No matter if you're listening to the play in the huddle or seeing it from the sideline, there's an adjustment. You know, our guys that play in the NFL now, they go to these mini camps. They have to get adjusted to listening to the quarterback in the huddle. You know? So there's an adjustment regardless of which direction you go.
There were a number of possessions Saturday that were pretty promising and got into North Carolina territory, but didn't get in the red zone. Was there a common thread, maybe like first down inefficiency or something where you look back and say, gosh, we maybe should have done this or that? Or...
Yeah, I mean, I think there was some within the possessions that weren't that effective. There was